It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific... The opening tip won by the Jazz as we get started in Salt Lake City. Bledsoe to Harden. Lets it fly from long range. His first effort off the mark. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Now that's a contest. Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Danilo Gallinari with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
Slam dunk, Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, that's a great way to make an opening statement. It's about the team that's able to punch the other team in the mouth first. That's exactly what you want to do if you're the road team.
All by himself, creates his own shot there.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Los Angeles has the basketball. Paul to Brogdon. From the outside, no good. Bledsoe knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Calls out of bounds off of Andrew Wiggins. Bledsoe to Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Textbook defense. To Paul. Fires the three. And the rebound taken by Bledsoe. Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot. He hits.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Chris Paul missed his first. That one goes.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Leads one. To Harden. For three. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. And hits the first free throw. 2 for 2 on that trip. To Mo Bamba. 4-3. Seth Curry off the mark. Good defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Jazz have the ball. Bledsoe. Fires the three. Not easy.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Paul across the timeline. 10-all is our score. Gets to the basket and scores.
Ed, I have a rule. If you're 6'9" or taller, I don't want to see you jelly it. I don't want to see any kind of weird spin or English on the ball. Just dunk it. Keep it simple, please.
That's how you defend. Brogdon knocked loose. Jazz pick it up. From long range, he was all over him. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Jazz have it. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
to Paul. Nice pass to set things up.
No. See, this is where I lose my mind. If you have that height, you got to throw that one down with authority. Send a message.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Joe Ingles. Knocked loose. Not that time. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Seth Curry, beyond the arc for three. His first quarter struggles from deep continue. It's no good. It's Paul for two. Ooh, Chris Paul. 3 for 4. Good start.
You know, Ed, people don't understand. Tough shots are practiced every single day. With all these different contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
Lakers ball. Paul, guarded by Seth Curry. Dwayne Dedmon rejects it. That's out. Last touch by Dwayne Dedmon. Right. Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah. Has a chance. It's no good. Great defense. Danilo Gallinari swats it. Good start to this one. After one quarter of play, on to the second period. Jay, neither team was able to get control to start this one.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Paul with it up top. Leads just a point. Great look and vision. Lays it up and in.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Harden to Bledsoe. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Count it, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Chris Paul trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Bledsoe. Lets it fly from long range, and the Lakers able to grab the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander, keep an eye on this guy. Slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Gilgeous-Alexander. And too much contact.
Just a tic-tac foul.
And the reward, he's going to the line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Chris Paul, a couple of free throws on the way. He's perfect from the line so far. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Jazz will take a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Here's Harden with the rock. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Mo Bamba. To Harden. And the finish at the rim. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
To Harden. Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Down to Cauley-Stein. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Harden. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Paul. Harden's on him.
Defense, let's go.
Ooh, Chris Paul. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now.
You can get your game program from a team representative at any one of our main
Ball driving, but he can't connect. To Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Smothering D. Oh, he had it. To Harden. James Harden, 4 out of 10.
It just seems like one of 3 things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
Paul. To Wiggins. To the rim. Lays it up and in.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Down to Fareed. To Harden. Fires the 3. Can't go down. Smothering defense. He was hacked. They let it go.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Harden. And he's yet to hit one from deep. It's no good. Now Paul with the basketball. Lead stands at 10. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair.
entering the game for Utah. Number 6, Eric.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
It can only be one of 2 things here. 1, the defender ran out of gas, or 2, this dude is just unstoppable.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Chance for Paul. And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there. Lazy pass there, and it's intercepted. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our...
The Lakers dominated. All right, back to the second half.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Los Angeles, they have it. Knocked loose. Jazz pick it up. To Bledsoe. Harden. Jay, you had to figure sooner or later one of those threes was going to go down.
I don't know. I'm a little bit beside myself that he kept shooting the ball at that clip. I mean, when you miss that many shots in a row, you usually try to get to the rim, see the ball go in, then go inside out. But obviously, that's not the case.
So that's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Knocked loose. Jazz have it. Harden. Won't go. Paul into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. For three, where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Harden. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Well, you can't do that.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Paul buries it on the catch and shoot.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Knocked loose. Jazz pick it up. Bledsoe to Harden. And a nice finish at the rim.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To Brogdon. Kenneth Faried. Tips it. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Kenneth Faried. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. To Mo Bamba. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Brogdon. Knocked loose. Jazz have it. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first three quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Driving right to the basket. Wiggins to the basket, but his shot won't go down. Bledsoe with it up top. The deficit now up to 12. Harden, great defense, forcing the miss.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Too much contact, and free throws coming.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Chris Paul at the line for 2 shots. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second.
2 minutes remaining.
To Bledsoe. 4-3. And Eric Bledsoe set up nicely. Takes advantage with the 3.
Consistency wins a game. Sometimes you have to double down. I'm sure that's what their coach told them to do in the locker room. Keep shooting your shot.
Including the opportunity to attend a post-game press conference.
Yes, And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Oh, he can't connect. To Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe. He's now 5 for 6.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Paul to Brogdon. Knock loose. Jazz pick it up. And the slam.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Layup goes down. Well done.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Dwayne Dedmon sends it away.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game.
An effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to... Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. All by himself. Creates his own shot there.
And don't you dare think about the fourth quarter yet. The only quarter that matters is the one you're playing in right now. Finish strong.
The drive, right to the basket. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Misses the first. Missed the second as well. Fires the three. He is yet to hit one tonight. No good. He'll let one fly from half court. That ends the third quarter. And this one's all tied up. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And they made a heck of a run to get back in this game. And here we are, all tied up.
Ed, just because the game is happening at 1,000 miles per hour doesn't mean that the team participating in it needs to play at 1,000 miles per hour. They are way more composed in the third quarter.
Brogdon to Paul. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Brogdon. Cauley-Stein powers it through.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Harden. Second effort to Mo Bamba. Harden. He engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Paul to Wiggins. Short jumper won't go down. Fareed to Harden. From long range. Tough shot. Well defended. Paul into the front court. His guys down three. Knocked loose. Jazz have it.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Count the bucket for 2.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Slam dunk, Malcolm Brogdon.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running.
And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Bledsoe with the basketball. Leads 5. Stuffs it down with authority.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Paul. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Beyond the arc for 3. At long last, he missed his first 5 attempts from beyond the arc, but he gets that one to go.
Welcome to psychological warfare, provided he's not taking bad shots. But if I were the defense, I would let him keep shooting it. Make him think about it a little bit more.
To Joe Ingles. Kenneth Faried sends it away.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all being good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Bledsoe to Seth Curry. Lets it fly from long range. They have to keep him in their grasp.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
Paul to Wright. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. Chance for Chris Paul, unbothered by the defense as he drills it. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Count it, no and 1. There was some contact there.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Doesn't have the touch, no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Joe Ingles able to recover with the block.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
It's Jazz ball. Has a look. Offensive board. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. And now a reach, and that's going to be an intentional foul. Free throws here in the final minute of play.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
First one, count it. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Paul. And the rebound's grabbed by Fareed. There's the whistle and an intentional foul. Just their first in the final 2 minutes, so no free throws yet. They'll take the ball out of bounds.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning a timeout.
First try, no good. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Lakers at the controls right now. Cashes in for 2.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Fareed, and here's the foul. Right now it's a 2-possession game, so if he hits 1 or 2 of these, it could be all she wrote.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Paul across the timeline. The margin standing now at 7. That's off the side of the rim, no good. And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
Able to convert on both free throws. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. And the basket good at the rim. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.